ArdrethShadow here, and welcome. Well, actually, I don't even know what session this is. Just one thing before we start, Natsuki is actually the only one on the title screen. Most likely since I'm doing her route. Okay, now let's get back to the actual mod. Before I know it, we're in my house. Okay, let's get back to work then. Actually, I'm kind of out of ideas. Then what the heck are we here for? Yeah, what about the manga? Don't you have anything at all? To think, how else will we get ideas for the manga? Besides, I can't let you sit alone and do nothing but watch anime on a tiny computer screen for the rest of the day like some neat. Well, that's oddly specific. And how do you know, or where is his computer? I can't even well, it's here, but I don't know what the monitor looks like. What do you suggest we do then? You wouldn't be in need if you watched anime with more than one person, so why not start with that? Really? Is that what the rule is? Well, in that case, I've been doing it wrong the whole time. Other than when I was in this anime group. Huh. Didn't know you watched anime. It'd be fair to assume, though, since reading manga and watching anime kind of go hand in hand. That's right, and I'll have you know my taste in anime is as good as my taste in manga. In that case, I'll let you decide what we should watch. Perfect, because I chose just the thing to help us draw inspiration for our manga. What, are we gonna watch Love Live? Okay, no. And that would just be obvious plagiarism at that point. I miss Love Live. Is this even still about our manga? No, especially since I started talking about Love Live. After taking a few seconds to search through her backpack, Natsuki pulls out a set of Blu-ray DVDs. I take a moment and I think I recognize the cover. Oh, here we go. The Parfait Girls anime? More importantly, you brought that with you to school? Now, what if something happened to it? I wouldn't dare bring something like that with me. Sure, in most cases I'd recommend to read the manga, but you've already read a lot of it, so it's nice to see the subtle differences that are in the anime. Okay, yeah, that's true, I suppose. They don't always do it the same way. Plus, it's more Parfait Girls. The anime doesn't have any filler episodes either. Okay, that's good. Because I do not like filler, unless it's good filler. If that's what you want to watch, then let's do it. I'll go set it up. The rest of that afternoon was a lot of fun. I don't think we ever actually worked on the manga at any point, but that's fine. Okay, well, I mean that was the purpose of being there, but whatever. The Parfait Girls anime was good, actually. It was interesting to see the nuances in this version, and it was something even I could appreciate. Yeah, so you're a big fan of it now, too. Crap, I just realized it's time for me to go now. Natsuki gets off the beanbag we sat on while watching our show and rushes to pick up all her stuff. Okay, well, I see no beanbag, but whatever. I wish I could stay longer, but we still have tomorrow, don't we? Yeah, I'll see you then. Natsuki waves as she walks out of my room, only for her backpack to get caught by the doorknob, causing her to trip. Well, I hate when that happens. I'm fine. Natsuki gets up and is soon out of my house, as I'm left with a satisfied smile on my face. Because I take pleasure in watching people trip. Okay, no. You better not be doing that. It would be nice if I could keep goofing off with Natsuki, not having to worry about the burdens of life. Yeah, wouldn't we all? It would be nice if both of us could. Have you been watching that Fallout live-action commercial? No! Stop! Just leave me alone! Get away from me! I wake up to the sound of my alarm clock beeping. Piercingly. I forgot to disable it yesterday since there's no school right now, but it did remind me about how I was going to spend time with Natsuki today. Putting things into perspective, though, this would likely be a smoother process if I hadn't forgotten to ask her when we were actually going. Okay, yeah, you gotta do that. Coordinate something with her, that way you don't show up to the park at 7 a.m. and then 5 hours later shows up. I pick up my phone and text Natsuki, asking when she wanted to get there, and almost immediately she messages me back. How about now? Now? Yeah, now! Don't know if anyone remembers that commercial. This feels a little early by my standards, but I'd probably get anxious waiting anyway. I text back saying that that would be fine, and proceed to try to make myself look at least slightly presentable. A little bit later, I hear a knock at my door. I open it and see Natsuki standing there, looking slightly impatient but also happy to see me. Hey, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to keep you waiting. My hair just takes forever to get right. So, are you ready or what? I'm guessing that you're ready, so that means I'm ready too. Alright, I'm hoping you're not too slow with helping me with this, by the way. Well, I'll try my best. I've gone grocery shopping plenty of times, so it's not like there's going to be any issue. But for all I know, Natsuki could be some pro grocery shopper or something. If that exists. Well, there was a game show about that at some point. Transition. We arrive at a large supermarket that I don't think I've ever been to. Is that Pikachu? Okay, no, I'm just getting off topic. There's large crowds scrambling around, which makes it slightly difficult to see where everything is. Welcome to Walmart on a Saturday. Come on, we've got a lot of time, but not that much time. We walk further inside, and I wait on Natsuki to tell me the details of this trip. We're in KO Supermarket? Co Supermarket? Whatever. We're in KO Supermarket, a large store that should have everything we need for now. Interesting. I've never heard of this place. It must be a knockoff. Anything special about it? What's great about this store are the low prices on mostly everything, which makes this place the obvious pick. You should start coming here too, you know. Unless you have bad taste in grocery stores or something. I didn't know that it was possible to have bad taste in places to shop for food, but I do now. Yeah, my mom used to know everything about grocery stores, so she would know. What are we going to be buying anyway? Cupcake supplies, duh. It's important to always be stocked up on ingredients. That's fair. Where do we start? I don't know, how about the cupcake and sweets aisle? Okay, no. Well, there has to be a sweets aisle. First up is flour. Follow me, it's just a few aisles away. Wouldn't it be more convenient if we split up to get more done instead? No, because then we'll get lost and I won't be able to find her. Natsuki freezes. Nope. Nah, we're fine like this. Someone's got a secret. Whatever you say, Natsuki. We head over to the flower and sugar section, and Natsuki looks through the flowers. There are many of the same kind, but each are different brands. I notice that Natsuki is taking a while to pick something out. I don't think the brand is going to affect the taste too much. That's where you're wrong. It's not about the brand. Price is the most important thing here. You have to check the size of each bag and compare it to how much it costs versus other sizes. Yeah, you don't want to buy something smaller than something else and save money. Stuff like 3-4 pound bags of flour being cheaper overall than a single 10-pound bag, you mean? Basically, it's a long process, and even though we should have enough time to do this, you have to be very careful. Okay, I guess Natsuki's very frugal. I see. I didn't realize you were so thorough with this kind of stuff. Well, if you can save money, then why wouldn't you, right? Natsuki does bring up a good point. I never really paid attention to those kinds of things when shopping. Well, that and I hated doing math. A few moments later, Natsuki finally picks out a bag of flour. Here, hold this. Without giving me time to react, she throws the bag at me, and I barely catch it as she looks at her shopping list again. What would have happened if he didn't catch it? Clean up on aisle 8. It would have been faster for her to put the flour in the shopping cart we took before coming in, but I guess she must have been in too much of a rush to think straight. Okay, next up are eggs. We move over to the aisle that has all the egg cartons. As Natsuki is picking which kind to buy again, I decide to strike up a conversation to pass the time. Are you making these cupcakes for an event or something? That part's not important, trust me. Another secret? I don't know. If it's not important, I don't think there'd be an issue with telling me. If you're making it for someone, I can keep it a secret. Unless it's for me, then I can't. I'm sure you'll find out soon enough anyway, because it's obviously for you. You're just too oblivious to realize that. Shouldn't you be helping me right now or something? I really have no idea what I'm supposed to be helping with in the first place. I'd like to sigh, but it's not as if I haven't gotten used to Natsuki's occasional moments of bizarre logic. I wouldn't mind doing that, but I don't know how I'm supposed to help. See what's next on the list, maybe. I think it's in the shopping cart. As Natsuki mentioned, I find the list while peering into the cart. Next up should be butter. Alright, then let's get going. Natsuki finds the perfect carton of eggs to put in the cart, and we continue our trip once more. I was wondering, Natsuki, want me to help you bake cupcakes once we're done with all this? Natsuki looks off to the side, and then back at me. Normally I would, but... Yeah? I'll just say that this is a special occasion. See, if it's not obvious by now, then you really are oblivious. You'd be the perfect anime protagonist. Oh, I see. I quiet down as I wonder what that's supposed to mean. It means she doesn't like you. Okay, no, it doesn't. This whole thing felt a bit strange to me. Was it a date, or was it not? Maybe I'm misinterpreting things, but at the same time I'd be lying if I said I didn't like spending more time with Natsuki. Maybe one day I could ask her out on an actual date. You know, actually call it a date. and have us specifically refer to it as a date. But I don't think I'd ever have the courage to do that, so I may as well forget it now. Okay, don't shoot yourself down like that. Although I know it's hard. Our shopping trip continued until we had all the supplies we needed, and headed to the self-checkout stand, because cashiers are so 2014. Okay, I don't even know. I noticed that Natsuki pulls out a membership card for this place, so she must be even more of a regular than I thought. Yep. Gotta save all that money somehow. Right, how much do we have? Or how much is that? Is that for all this? It should be... Oh wow, that's a new record. You mean because of how high it is or how low it is? New record. Yeah, I like to see how cheap I can get this stuff for. Not counting coupons, of course. Okay, so it's the good kind of record. You know, that's cheap enough that I wouldn't mind paying for it. I have enough money on me, I think. Natsuki looks a bit nervous. You don't have to do that. Actually, if you seriously want to, then sure. Okay, that was a quick change of heart. Of course, I don't mind. Natsuki smiles for a moment. Thanks, but remember that you volunteered, so I'm not paying you back. That's where they get you. After we get everything together, we walk out while carrying a few grocery bags. Well, I'm certainly not an expert on shopping for food, but I have to admit this was fun. It's usually boring, but it was nice to have someone come along. So I guess I have to thank you for that. Yeah. There was an awkward silence. I had the urge to say something, but I couldn't figure out what entirely it was. I love you, Natsuki, and I want to marry you. Okay, no. That'd be coming on a little bit too strong. Natsuki. Yeah? Okay, you better not say what I was just saying. I was just joking. Nope, I can't do this. Are you gonna try to ask her out? Good luck baking those cupcakes. See you in chemistry. Of course. And, Natsuki also struggled to get out whatever she was trying to say. Good luck with whatever you usually do. You mean watch anime on a small TV or small computer screen all day? Like a NEET? What was I supposed to say here? Thanks? Thanks. Thanks? That was it? You know, one day I'll confess my feelings. Or maybe Natsuki will beat me to it. If she even has feelings strong enough to overcome her pride. But regardless of what happens, I'll be there for her. You better be. I sit on my bed at home, trying to put things into perspective. It hasn't been that long since I joined the literature club, but it's still been long enough. Well, how long? A month? 5 weeks? Long enough for me to feel I have a connection with the club members, and, most importantly, Natsuki. When Sayori first asked me to join the club, I didn't think it would lead to this. Sure, I've had feelings for girls in the past, but I don't think they've been as strong as they are when I'm with Natsuki. She can be difficult to get through to, yeah, but there's still a genuine kindness to her underneath all her insecurities. And hey, it's good when a girl I like shares my interest in manga. Okay, yeah, that's true. I mean, it is important to at least have some common interest together to kind of build that up. Thinking about it, it's interesting how manga has gotten us closer to each other too. Not only reading it together, but when we tried making our own manga yesterday as well, that we never completed. It doesn't matter that we barely got anywhere. She was clearly enjoying herself, and so was I. And I guess that's probably the most important part. Because if you're not having fun, then really, why even continue? I don't know what has been coming over me, but I pick up my phone. Without thinking, I text a message to Natsuki. Good night. Being a good boyfriend in practice. I feel incredibly embarrassed after doing so too. Do friends even do that? It's not like we're in a relationship. What was I thinking? Well, I think I've only had one friend ever do that to me. It was a girl. I don't talk to her much after high school, but... well, whatever. Expecting the worst, I soon get a response from Natsuki. Oh boy. You too! Smiley face. Oh. She liked it. And that's important. Make a girl feel like she matters to you. Just text her good morning, text her good night, just make sure she knows that you're thinking about her. Because that's... yeah, listen to me giving out romance advice. My mind is put at ease, but then I'm wondering other things too. If I were to confess, what would I even say? When would it happen? Would something happen that would push me to say it? It's best not to think about those things. If you try planning those things out, it usually doesn't work. I barely know anything at this point. All I know is that tomorrow's a new day, and I get to enjoy spending time with Natsuki, and hopefully she enjoys spending time with me. Well, I think she does. Go away! Leave me alone! Stop! Man, did I even get any sleep last night? It's hard for me to tell with how tired I am. In the end, it doesn't really matter. Another day means another session with the literature club. Although that's not to say that's a bad thing. Which reminds me, I wonder how Natsuki is doing. I mean, things were a bit awkward after we left the grocery store. No, that's the wrong way to think of things. If I keep getting nervous about this, I'm not going to get anywhere. In the end, what's going to happen will happen. Yeah, and that's pretty much how you gotta think about it. For now, I just need to live my life the way I normally do. And so, I turn off my annoying alarm clock that I want to throw against the wall, and get ready to go to school.